This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 27th day of July in the year 2021. I'm Gordon Mosley, thanking you for joining us. Here's what we're tracking tonight. The leader of the Alliance for Change and opposition member of Parliament, Kemaraj Ramjatan, today said the Speaker of the National Assembly was wrong when he sought the advice of the Attorney General Anil Nandlal on the 3 no-confidence motions submitted to him. 2 of the motions are against 2 senior government ministers, while the 3rd was filed by the government against the opposition leader Joe Harman. Ramjatan explained today that the Attorney General is the chief legal advisor to the executive, and the Speaker, being the head of the legislative branch of government, ought to know where the line should be drawn.
It is my opinion, and I've already stated it publicly, that the Speaker was wrong to ask the Attorney General on these 2 issues. That is, the motions against the 2 ministers and the other one in relation to the leader of the opposition.
According to Ramjatan, the motion filed against Mr. Harman most likely derived from a cabinet decision where the Attorney General also sits as a cabinet member, and to ask him for advice on a matter that he's involved in as a cabinet minister is simply unethical.
He would have already been determining that yes, that motion is valid, when we now know that it is not valid at all by virtue of what the Constitution says in relation to the leader of the opposition.
The leader of the opposition, in accordance with Article 184 of the Constitution, is elected by the non-governmental members of the National Assembly and can only be removed by a majority of the non-governmental members of the National Assembly. The leader of the opposition does not have to enjoy the support of the government members of the National Assembly.
But I'm certain when the Speaker now sends it to the Attorney General, that is wholly in error, it is unethical.
The National Assembly is set to meet next Tuesday. It is not yet known if the motions will come up, since the Attorney General is yet to provide his advice to the Speaker. More news coming up in just a moment.
What's our purpose? Together we rise. For our community, our customer, and our country. Our promises: strengthen our community, reliably connect our customers, innovate for all in our country. Together we rise.
Shot, get back to your life. Take a shot, take a shot, take a shot, get back to your life.
A message from Republic Bank.
Jungle Jam, Jungle Jam, Jungle Jam. Find as many as you can. Jungle Jam, Jungle Jam. The animals are waiting. Monkeys, giraffes, dinosaurs. Real excitement in a chocolate bar. Elephant, toucan, jaguar. Which ones will you find? Jungle Jam, Jungle Jam. Find as many as you can. Jungle Jam, Jungle Jam. Which ones will you find?
I'm in a rush. Digital got me in a rush. Driving style for the summer. Digital summer rush.
Nobody's doing it big like Digicel this summer. Top up with $1,000 or more and collect the letters to spell the word RUSH for a chance to win one of 3 brand new Toyota Rush SUVs. Yes, you heard it right. 3 brand new Toyota Rush SUVs.
Driving style for the summer. Hey, Digicel summer rush.
Start topping up now.
GBTI make your dreams of owning a home a reality. Buy or build your home with us. Let us help you to completely outfit your home and make it move-in ready. Need to purchase land? We finance that too. Benefit from our 10% down payment and interest rates as low as 4.25%. Calculated on the reducing balance with up to 30 years to repay. Switch your mortgage to us and learn about benefiting from the equity in your home. Invest wisely. Apply online or call your branch to schedule an appointment. GBTI. We see Guyana through your eyes.
Well, Works Minister Juan Edgel this afternoon defended the government's decision to put a vaccination requirement in place for non-Guyanese nationals traveling to Guyana from Trinidad and Tobago. The requirement does not exist for persons coming from any other country, including those countries that have the highest number of COVID-19 infections. Speaking to news source this afternoon, Minister Edgel said Trinidad and Tobago was not being singled out at all.
There's absolutely no singling out. We're a proud part of the Caribbean family. We were receiving people from Barbados and all the rest of it. Trinidad has just opened their borders after a long period. I think it's about 18 months they were closed for.
The Works Minister claims that the move is part of the many traveling protocols that will be set in time going ahead as the country continues to follow COVID-19 guidelines. He said Trinidad and Tobago became the first country to face the requirement because it is now reopening its borders after more than a year.
The only reason why we had to put out an order for Trinidadians is because Trinidad has just opened their borders. There's a wider discussion that is taking place as it relates to CARICOM travel that is coming out of the CARICOM heads of governments meeting, and we want to ensure that there is inter-Caribbean travel and people don't have to be unnecessary quarantined when they arrive in another jurisdiction, because some places when you have the negative PCR you still have to go into quarantine, but if you're fully vaccinated there is no requirement.
Canada has also recently reopened its borders, but there is no such requirement in place for persons coming from Canada or any other country. Minister Edgel said other countries will soon face the requirement as the Guyana government continues to update its travel protocols. Trinidad and Tobago now has one of the highest vaccination rates in the region, with more than 500,000 persons in that country already vaccinated. As part of the reopening of its airports, Trinidad and Tobago is only allowing fully vaccinated persons who were administered a WHO-approved COVID-19 vaccine. Most Guyanese have been vaccinated with the Russian-made Sputnik vaccine, which is still to receive World Health Organization approval. Let's tell you that the Ministry of Health has retained the services of a translator to translate COVID-19 vaccination messages in the indigenous languages for the indigenous communities across the country.
So, in an effort to reach people and to get over these messages, the ministry has been able to hire someone who translated messages pertaining to vaccination, the importance of vaccination, the safety of vaccines in all of the indigenous languages. And we have been playing these as PSAs on the various radio stations.
Apart from the indigenous communities, the Minister of Health said there are persons who speak a mixture of Spanish and Portuguese, and the ministry is also on the ground working with those who are bilingual to ensure they fully understand the importance of the vaccination drive. The health minister said in some communities, influential figures, such as religious leaders, continue to encourage persons against taking the vaccines, and he's not happy about that.
Some of the faith-based leaders have been telling their church members not to take the vaccine. And we want to urge these leaders and the churches that they're affiliated with nationally, for those national leaders, to talk to them about the importance of vaccination, because the meetings that we've had nationally with the national leaders of all the different faiths have supported the vaccination program, and we need that message to filter down.
Dr. Anthony is calling on religious leaders to use their positions and platform to encourage persons to get vaccinated against the virus. More than 50% of the country's adult population has received a first dose of one of the COVID-19 vaccines available here. Close to 30% of the country's adult population is now fully vaccinated. 2 weeks after the Police Service Commission filed an urgent application in the High Court asking the court to reverse a suspension order by President Irfan and to give effect to the police promotion list released by the PSC, the matter has been fixed for next Wednesday before Justice Gino Posada. The Police Service Commission is expected to make its case that the President's suspension of the Police Service Commission was unlawful and illegal and not in keeping with the Constitution. Attorneys Selwyn Peters, Dexter Todd, and Dexter Smart will be appearing for the Police Service Commission. In court papers filed recently, the Police Service Commission wants the court to grant a declaration that the commission, as presently constituted, remains competent and responsible to fulfill its constitutional mandate, including the appointments to any office in the police force above the rank of inspector in accordance with the Constitution. The PSC also wants the High Court to order that the ranks who were recently promoted by the Commission were properly promoted, and the Secretary for the PSC and the Police Commissioner should begin the process for those promotions to be effected. On the same day that the Chief Justice dismissed a challenge to the promotions, the Police Service Commission issued its promotions list. However, the Police Commissioner never acted on those promotions. A few days earlier, President Irfan Ali had suspended the entire Police Service Commission, but that suspension was seen as unlawful and was ignored by the Commission. Family members of the Providence woman Patricia Danaraj, who was arrested after the stabbing death of her common-law husband during a fight, are standing at her side. The woman's family believes that she should not face any criminal charges since she was defending herself after years of physical abuse at the hands of the now-dead man. Family members recall that although the woman moved back to the home of the parents on Saturday, the husband still followed her there and attacked her, resulting in the deadly scuffle. An aunt of the woman said her niece was a victim of domestic violence for years, and previous attempts to get her out of the relationship failed. According to the aunt Surstity Bimal, the abuse was overbearing.
She was in a common law relationship for the past 12 years. They bring forth 3 children. In the midst of the 12 year, she was living in domestic violence, abuse. Yeah, she was living in a domestic violence. No happiness. Drinking, he assaulting her, accusing her for things. He not supporting the children them the way he should as a father. So this incident on and off, where that my sister at once couldn't remember the exact year and what is it. And my sister give me several complaints that she went to the and meet Miss Benita, report the matter.
The aunt also said her niece made many attempts to escape from the abusive relationship, but the situation became worse.
Well, during the midst of the counseling, he begged, he asked for forgiveness, he apologized, and her husband and wife, my niece, due to the children, my niece decided and giving him chances and chances and chances, and it come to a way that it get out of hand, and they had an incident. March, I can't actually remember the date, but she moved out this year March. He put her out, beat her and put her out. And she went over to her parents' place since March. Happened so my sister came and died in April.
Continue.
My sister came in April and died. She didn't go back home. She stayed by my brother-in-law for assist. That's her father. In the process of the week that when we was there, he drank and he misbehaved. We tame him though. He keep going and coming. Every time he come in, he cursing. Every time he come in, he cursing. He leaving his resident and come to my sister resident. Richard Mine is already moved out and been at Shimada since March.
With 3 children to take care of now, the family is hoping that the police investigations will allow the 23-year-old woman to return home. Meanwhile, the rights group United Bridge Builders Mission is in full support of the family's position. And according to the head of the group, it is becoming clearer that many women are not safe in their relationships and are afraid to get out.
This is the kind of anger and violent behavior that we're seeing every day. I am concerned if it's not a man shooting a woman in their abdomen, is a shallow grave murder that we seem not to find the culprit for. When will this stop? When will it stop? And there is no change from abuse. If you're not someone who is willing to stop, no counseling will penetrate you, no work will penetrate you, because you have your mindset. And so some families believe culturally we can continue that.
The organization will continue to lend support to women who are seeking a way out of abusive relationships. The women's rights activist said those women need to leave their relationships and not believe that giving the abusive partner another chance will result in any change.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Preparing for your NGSA exams is always a challenge. The Guyana Learning Channel is here to help. You can go to YouTube using your browser or your mobile device. Then search for the Guyana Learning Channel in the search bar. We're live streaming our NGSA booster videos all day and all night. If you want to study a specific subject or topic, you can go to our NGSA booster playlist. You can look at a specific subject, such as mathematics, and then look for a specific topic. Here, you can follow along with the lesson to prepare for your examination. Remember kids, study hard, and best of luck in your exams.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right, walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
What's our purpose? Together we rise. For our community, our customer, and our country. Our promises: strengthen our community, reliably connect our customers, innovate for all in our country. Together, we rise.
Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive!
Across the region tonight, the St. Lucia Labour Party romped a victory in yesterday's general elections, winning 13 seats and dealing a devastating blow to the re-election hopes of Alan Chastanet and his United Workers' Party. Chastanet retained his parliamentary seat along with one other member from his party. They were the only victors among the UWP candidates. The Labour victory led to spontaneous celebrations in the streets last night across St. Lucia. Political observers are already speculating about the future of the United Workers' Party leader Alan Chastanet, suggesting that he could either seek to reform the party or call it quits. One commentator on television in Jamaica on Monday night even raised the possibility of Stephenson King returning to the UWP to rebuild the party after its defeat. King, who served in the former government, decided to go independently for the elections. Prime Minister-elect Philip J. Pierre took to Facebook to offer his thanks to the people of St. Lucia for the Labour Party victory. In Jamaica, Jamaica's teachers who have not been vaccinated against COVID-19 have been put on guard that they will not receive the same treatment as their inoculated counterparts when schools reopen for face-to-face classes in September. That might include COVID-19 testing and differentiated compensation. Prime Minister Andrew Holness issued a warning on Monday as he rolled out preliminary restrictive measures to deal with the emergence of a third wave of the virus in Jamaica. Schools across Jamaica have been closed for the most part since March 2020 in a bid to rein in transmission, but the restriction has led to stark learning loss across the board. Internet connectivity woes and inaccessibility to computers are believed to have widened the education deficit for poor children. The Prime Minister told journalists that contingencies would be discussed in meetings with the country's teachers. The Jamaica Teachers Association has for months said that teachers have been wary of returning to the classroom amid infection spurts. Tighter curfew hours have been imposed for the next 2 weeks in Jamaica, from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. from Monday to Saturday, and from 3 p.m. to 5 a.m. on Sundays. The 3 p.m. curfew also applies to Emancipation Day and Independence Day public holidays in Jamaica on the 2nd and 6th of August. And finally tonight, international news. At least 5 policemen in India have died after police from 2 states fired at each other. The unusual incident happened along the border between Assam and Mizoram states in northeastern India. Officials from both sides, including chief ministers, have accused each other of provoking violence. The firing incident follows months of simmering tensions over a long-running border dispute between the 2 states. Assam shares a 164-kilometer border with Mizoram, and both states contest its demarcation. The 2 sides have often sparred over it, sometimes violently, but this was the first time that police in the states had fired at each other in a direct confrontation. The officers killed in the attack were from Assam. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.